Good morning, friends. It's Nancy, and I feel like I'm almost done this journal. I've got the signatures assembled, and I thought, oh, I could probably do one more page per signature. But I'm looking at it now, and I'm thinking by the time I put my tags and journaling cards and other things in there, it's going to be too much. So I'll just sort of bring you up to speed on where I was. Upside down. I did finish the snippety bits on the first page of every signature. And this one, I used tea-dyed paper, and then I cut a little doily with my Big Shot. And then these little pictures came from Tim Holtz. These are a little fussy cut from a piece of scrapbook paper, but they can also be used as a tuck. I guess it could be used as a tuck on both sides, really. So that's what I did Sunday. I woke up this morning thinking it was Sunday. And then the book page has lacy pockets. I have started putting some things in just to see how they would work. So, for example, this little cigarette card, I have a bunch of these, and they're all animals that are die cut from the card. So I reinforced it because there's a perforation here. I reinforced that. But I glued the page down, or the card down, lifted up the little birdie there, so something can go behind it, something can go in front of it, and something can go in the side pocket. So I'll just give you a quick look at the other lacy edges. I had some scraps of embroidered linen that I used. A little bit of tulle in there, soft, not the crispy kind that you get on the roll, but here's some crocheted pieces in here. Yeah, so I've got these ready to go, but I did not create a spine yet. So I'll start by grabbing a hunk of, what do you call this stuff? That's too thick. This one will do. So I don't want to go from bookboard to bookboard. I want to slot that in sort of like that. Maybe I'll just put a pencil mark there. Yeah, strange waking up this morning thinking, oh, it's Sunday. I have all day to... What? No, you don't, girl. You have to go to the place. Anybody seen my knife? Now I want the spine to be the same length as the longest page, which is 7 3/4. Now, I've pulled a couple of fabrics out because I want to glue my strip to fabric, and I also like to use fabric for my inside pages. So let's audition a few. I was wondering about ticking. To me, that is good color match, but it's not very pretty. Well, it is pretty because the colors are very nice. I have a couple pieces of Kathy Holden. Maybe. Or I could just go with a plain, well, this isn't plain, it's a white on white. It's sort of got like a floral print on it. What do you think? I'm leaning away from the white on white. And when I make the front pages, I can cover most of it with lace, just to make like a pocket. Let's have one more look at this. I have a sneaking suspicion I'm going to have to do Kathy Holden. What does it look like with the front cover? Not that you would see it against the front cover. Ugh. But I mean, you know, aesthetically. Ugh. Neither are good. I think I'm going to have to go with Kathy Holden. You know what that means? It means I'm going to have to iron these. And I got starch when I was out on Saturday afternoon. I got some starch. So I'm going to iron. All right. So I've cut my inside pages, my inside cover pages. So I just used some cardstock. I'm going to glue that down. These are, I think, 10 by 10 squares. They're from a layer cake, which is a bunch of 10 by 10 fabrics from the same collection. Wanted to put these down first to make sure I had enough to cover to put the strip on and not worry about having to piece something together. I know what I'm thinking. I'm just not good at it. Words are failing me this morning. Yeah, I didn't want to worry that I had to piece 2 scraps together to get a wide enough piece for the spine, but I think I'm in good shape. And I'm putting these right on that line so that the stripes are straight. Okay. I want to get it in the center, so just about 3.5 inches. So 1 inch and 5/8 ish. I went ahead and drew my lines, and I'll be poking a hole where each of the lines cross so that I have it ready to sew. I have done that on camera many times, and it's always embarrassing because the math. I have to take off my shoes and socks and count on my toes, I'm telling you. Okay, so I can chop a bit of this off at the top. I can chop these off. Would be a nice little chunk left over. I'm gonna get a fresh glue stick. This one's making me cross. Get a skinny one. So I'm just trimming off the corners a bit to remove some of the bulk. And one thing I wanted to do while I think of it, so there's some dimension here with the velvet. I want to cover that a little bit so that there isn't such a major drop. You know what I mean? Instead of having, you know, the square showing through, if I put a piece of card on top, it'll sort of distribute that height across this patch, I hope. So I'm going to glue that down with some fabric glue. I don't want it down so low that it pokes out underneath. I'm just going to hold that for a minute and have a slurp of coffee. Maybe I should put this ribbon in as a bookmark. I'll put that on in my line of sight, and hopefully I'll remember to try that when the time comes. So what's everybody working on? What's your current journal project? I have a million projects I want to do, and when I was going through my fabrics, and I saw some fabrics that I really want to use, got me thinking about what I might choose next, because this one will be soon done. Excuse me. Okay, I'll put you up for a sec. Okay, you'll see I sort of brought these edges up a bit so that when I cover them with this, it won't there won't be any a double layer showing. So I will go ahead and glue these together, and I will be sewing around the perimeter of each of the inside covers. Again, I'm dragging in some of this corner. All right, I'm going to pause the camera while I do this. You've seen me fight with fabric many times. Although I shouldn't call it fighting. I do enjoy fabric, and that's why I use it. Yeah, I love textiles in my journals. And I don't know of another maker that does their inside covers with fabric. I'm not sure if I've ever... Well, that's not true. Soft covers, definitely. Everybody uses fabric for soft cover journals. But I meant specifically hardcover journals. I'm not sure that I've ever seen anybody else use it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. I don't mind. The sewing is done, and I've just positioned the parts on the cover so that you can see what it's going to look like. And so these signatures will get sewn to this part. Hope that makes sense. Yeah. So I think we're going to call it a video today. Time for me to think about putting on some knickers and getting to work. All right, you take care. Have a great Tuesday. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.